welcome to Start the Week Stamping with Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk. And this week we're looking at, or this month rather, in July, we're looking at gilding flakes, and I'm doing one different technique every Monday morning. So last Monday we used the double-sided sticky sheets, which is on the playlist if you want to have a look, and today we're going to be using our multi-purpose glue. Now Tombow mono liquid glue is a multi-purpose glue in that if you put some glue on a piece of paper and put some paper on top, it will stick it, it will dry, it will be permanent, and everything's fine. However, it's two-way, which means that if you put some glue on a piece of paper and leave it to dry, it dries sticky, which means that you can then use it to add your gilding flakes. So really, really clever. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the background of this card using this stencil, which is it's an old one from Stampin' Up, but their stencils are really good because they're actually quite thick and very durable, so they can go in and be washed, which obviously you will need to do after you've done this technique. And also by experience, I do make the card that I'm going to do the effect on bigger than the finished piece so that you can cut the edges, because the edges can tend to be a little bit ragged. I have a large square die cut that I cut that with, or you could just trim it using your trimmer or a guillotine. So the first thing I did was I actually anchored the paper to the stencil. So I'm just going to do that now, and I'm going to do it with some post-it notes because I can't find my post-it tape. Oh well, post-it notes it is. Either works perfectly well. So okay, so just going to stick it down just so it doesn't move around under your stencil, because you want circles, not sliding squidges. And it has to be the right round, otherwise it won't stick. Okay, and one on here. Now this actually ended up being my favourite gilding technique, which I was really surprised because it's messy. And I refer you to my first comment last week. I don't like messy craft, but I really, really do like this one. It finishes beautifully, as you can see, nice and sparkly. Okay, so I've now attached my piece of paper. It's firmly attached there, and I'm going to get some scratch paper to do this on. So this is an old piece of grid paper. I only use my nice fresh clean ones for filming. And even when they're messy, they go in a drawer, and I use them for all sorts of other stuff. Okay, so now I've tried lots of different ways with this, and to be honest, the best way to do it is with your finger. Sorry. And the liquid multi-purpose glue has two tips. So it has this lovely fine tip when you're doing nice detailed gluing, but it also has a wider tip at the bottom with its own spreader. So you need to open this, the mystery side that so many people don't open. I think we all, for years I only used it. I didn't even realise there was another one there. So, right, and what I'm going to do now is I am going to splodge. So I'm just going to get the glue to the end, and I'm just going to splodge. So as I say, you can do it with a spreader, which is actually working quite well. But to be honest, I am going to do it with my fingers. Okay. Got a good big splodge, index finger, and I'm just rubbing it into the card so it's going through the holes. Keep changing your directions so that you're getting it everywhere. You want to be getting right through your holes. And because this template has thickness, you know, there will be just a layer of glue left behind just in the circles. So I'm just going to keep circling round and round and round. This is the boring bit. Okay, so now this isn't a quick technique because obviously, as I said before, you do need to let the glue dry. Okay, so I'm nearly done there. Okay, so once you've got it all over your card, right into your corners, and just smooth it off. There we go. So I'm quite happy I've got it everywhere now. See, as messy crafts goes, it's not that bad. It's not that messy. Okay, so I think I've got glue in all the holes, a nice thin layer in every single hole. Definitely, 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 definitely. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is wipe the glue off my finger. Okay. As I say, the only way really you're going to get it off is wash it, because it does dry sticky when it doesn't touch another piece of paper. And then the technique is pick it up off the thing before it sticks. Okay, fold that over, and then I'm going to take it off the stencil. So I'm removing the post-it notes, and then there we go. Oh, lost some bits of paper. It's actually glued it to. That's probably because there's still glue on from previous. I'm just going to stick that down. Hopefully that won't matter. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to leave that to dry. Now that can, I leave it quite a while, probably about half an hour or so, just to make sure that it's all perfectly dry. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that one side, and I will come back shortly to finish it off. Hello and welcome back. We're on part 2 of making our lovely hippo cards. The hippos are in Celebration, and Celebration is on for the whole of July and the whole of August. And with a £45 or £95 spend retail, excluding postage and packing, you can pick something free from the catalogue. So the hippo stamps are with a £45 spend, and the hippo dies are also with a £45 spend, but you get loads. There are 10 dies in here, and we've got all sorts of little snorkeling sets. We've got our ballerina, we've got cute little flowers. It's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I love the way that they've done it, that you can spend £45 this month and get your stamps, £45 next month and get your dies, or like I did, spend £90 and get both. Which, as a demonstrator, my Celebration lasts an extra month, so I had Celebration in June as well as July and August. So it's always worth, you know, lots and lots of perks being a demonstrator. Right, so this is now, it's dry, but it's still tacky. Okay, so very tacky, in fact. So I'm just going to remove the post-it notes, which are probably, oh no, they're going to come off nice and easily. There we go. And actually, the reason I left these 2 post-it notes on is you can check and see how dry your glue is by touching the post-it notes and not your card. So if you've gone in too early, it's not a problem. And as you can see, nice, clean-ish, nearly clean. I need to give that another go in some warm soapy water just to get the rest of the glue off, but it's ready to, almost ready to use again. So here we go. Right, so I'm going to get these ones again, and I'm going to see how many big ones I have in the pot. So I have a few big ones, but I'm going to get some more. Okay, so I'm going to get the little pot, which seems to have disappeared. Ah, here it is. So, and as you can see, I've taken loads out of this already, and it's still full. So it is fabulous. So I'm just going to put a chunk of flakes over on that side there. You can see some of them are massive. Absolutely massive. It's starting to look like I've used some now. There we go. They do defy gravity, these. You think you're sending them down and they come up. Okay. There we go. And what I'm going to do with this one is we're just going in. Okay, so I've gone into the box there, starting on a small area, and I'm just going to start adding the gilding flakes and rubbing them in. Okay, so rubbing them across your piece, pressing them into the glue, not your fingers into the glue.
Hello.
Hello, I'm filming. filming. Nearly right. Hubby's back with shorter hair. He's had his ears lowered. Right. So I was taking the advantage of filming because he's not in a meeting. So I'm just rubbing the gilding flakes across it and see how they're just sticking to them beautifully. So each dot is now a lovely golden colour. Okay, so I'm just going down into this corner, and again, just then, once I've done that, I'm going to bring them out and finish them off with my brush. Okay. So how beautiful is that? But as you can see, the edges are a little bit ragged where it's sort of spread at the edge of the stencil. So you just need to trim that to size. So this is a 10cm square card, similar to a 4-inch square card. And so I actually trim this down to 9.5 centimetres, either with a big die or with your trimmer. I wasn't sure about going through the glue with my trimmer. I did actually use my guillotine or a die to cut it. Right, okay, so I think it's time to put the lid back on this. And again, I've got some scratch paper on my desk with a fold in the middle so I can catch the blooming things. I'm just going to start just burnishing each of these little circles. So we've covered a big area here, so we're going to be brushing off lots and lots of dust. There you go, you can see we've got some beautiful circles with 1 or 2 where they've splodged a bit, but that's fine because that's going to be where the hippo's going, isn't it? No mistakes, just opportunities to embellish. Okay. So, a little bit more work to be done on that, but you can get the idea. Let's get the bristles out of it. So how cute is that? It's beautiful, isn't it? So it is eating the bristles of this brush. So I've seen some people using a sponge, but I thought, seeing as these have been retired, because I don't like, well, I've never particularly got on with them, but now we've got the new blending brushes from Stampin Up. These are useless, but they're very good for this. Waste not, want not. Okay, so there you go. Just tweezing the bristles off. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see there we've got a beautiful pattern finish. A little bit splodgy in areas where I've gone under the stencil, so I probably should have been a bit more careful putting it on, but the effect is there. That is beautiful. So we just need to cut that to size, and then stamp and die cut our hippo and stick her on. And we've got a lovely little card, and I thought with the busy background that actually adding a sentiment as well would have, really made it too much. I think it's nice without the sentiment. So that's all 4 techniques that I've done using the Glimmer Flakes. I hope you found them useful, and I shall see you soon. Bye.